What's going on, everybody? How's it going? So, yes, 15 minutes on with the show. Exactly. Yeah, I know. I was more than 10 minutes late today. I was 15 minutes late. Or rather, usually I like to be 5 or 10 minutes after the time I start so that people get the notice. A lot of people get it 5 minutes late. But today I just it's my birthday, so I'm doing what I want to. So I must declare it's not my official birthday. This is just the day that my wife and I have chosen to celebrate. My actual birthday is actually midnight. I was born at 12:01 on Thursday, 12:01 a.m. So it's actually middle of the night or first thing in the morning on Thursday is my actual birthday. But this is the stream that uh, Wednesday into Thursday is closest to. So cheers, everybody. And I'm happy to answer any questions as normal. It's just a normal stream, but I want to show you guys some of the fish that I would have if I could have my druthers, if I could have whatever I wanted and money wasn't an issue. I wanted to share some of the fish that I've been coveting, the fish of my neighbors that I've been coveting, as I would say. Now, I also wanted to say, hey, Joshua, welcome. Good to see you and welcome. I'm glad you made a stream also. Michelle, hello. Emma, the Sea Witch, what's going on? Irene, Jamie, Ryan, Jose, what's going on? 808 Beasts Playground, what is going on, buddy? Haven't seen you in a minute. Me, Mon, hello. Andy Carson, what up? Crown Tail Half Moon, my friend. Me, or Mel Wool, hello. Jerome, yes, I was once a baby. I guess that, yeah, that's man, that was a long time ago, I guess, huh? Weird how that works. Asya, hello, good to see you. Sky Dancer, good to see you. Ching Van, Steve Aoki. So that picture is me on my birthday exactly 10 years ago. So that was my 26th birthday. Yeah. And Koro, hello. What's going on? Who else is in here? Pony Girl, good to see you. And Amisa, hello. Randy, hello. Street Trash, hello. You accidentally thumbs down. Hey, engagement is engagement. I'll take it. That's the motto of my life. Nancy B in Tennessee. I'm doing swell. Thank you. I hope you are doing well as well. Well, what else is going on in the chat, guys? Kent, hello. Good to see you. All right, let's see here. Fanatical, what's going on? Chance, what's going on? Bob, Cobb, hey, the Yeti, good to see you, man. And who else do we have? Curtis, what's going on? And Steve Hubbard. All right, guys. So we got lots of great people in here. Taylor, hello. Great to have you as well. So, where's the pepper and pizza? Well, no pizza for me. I have some leftover stir fry that I made last night. I could eat that. And Dee Dee, hello, Dee Dee. How are you, my dear? Good to see you. All right, let's get on with the show, right, guys? So what I want to do, it's my birthday and I'll do what I want to, do what I want to. You would do it too if you had a YouTube channel that you could do it on. Yeah, no, we will not be doing a mukbang. I don't eat much, actually. I usually try to eat less than 1,500 calories a day. When you have autoimmune issues, sugar is bad. And so are like carbs as a whole, but there's certain things you're not supposed to eat. But in general, eating in general, the more calories, the worse for me I get with like all my face being swollen. Right now, they've got me on a whole bunch of steroids, so because I've been having flares with the lupus, and it makes my fingers look like sausages and hands all swollen, and my eyes all puffy and stuff too. So, but let's not worry about that. I'm feeling good. You guys make me happy. So, uh, how's everybody doing? We doing good? Just taking a general temperature check. I want to show you guys my latest obsession. Oh, right on, Pile. Mark, that's awesome, dude. I'm excited. A lot of people are starting to sign up with Vivi, so I'm excited both in that I want to buy things from people that I know and from y'all, and just like the selection that will be on there that a lot of you guys, you know, have. If you would even be selling even a part of it, I would be stoked. Uh, CW 111, yeah, that's one I'd like to have. Actually, that we will look at some of the CW corridors, but there's actually a different obsession I have, and I'm trying to let me figure out how to do this without like doxing the dude. I mean, it's not like actually, I don't know that he would care because it's I mean, he does it. He's a published PhD, um, and he shares a lot of stuff on Facebook. But you would know who he is just by knowing the species that I'm about to show. He's one of the only people in the world keeping some of them. So, all right, let's see if I can do this way. Do percent slides. Gardaki, hello. Disortiz, hello. You need to figure out shipping to cold regions. It's warm there, so putting a heat pack doesn't make sense to you. Yeah, that is tricky. If there's too big of a difference, I don't know the best answer to that. I mean, if you insulate it with the styrofoam and everything well, then in theory, like the heat that's in there should stay in there longer, but it's not ever airtight usually. So that's when people a lot of times will use thermal bags, and they'll put heat packs with like a stack of loose newspaper, like kind of not just wadded, but thicker than that, like maybe an entire newspaper kind of thing, like folded over and on top of it in the box, and then a heat pack on top of that or taped to the top of the box, and then the stuff underneath that, and that's how I've seen people usually ship from cold places or from warm places going to cold places. And I think the reverse is true as well. The real thing is if it's over like 90, then that's when things like a cold pack are actually helpful. And I actually, would rather worry about the heat with the shrimp that I send and plants. I still haven't sent out the plants. I trimmed a bunch. I still have them in a tank sitting in lights and also in they gathered them up and put them in a bag at least now, but they were just floating in the tank, a tank with nothing in it, just literally water and fertilizers. And they were sitting there because there's 4 people I'm wanting to send some thank you plants to out of my rare collection. And yeah, basically folks who sent me stuff, I always like to send them stuff back. And so that is something that I should have done today, but life's just been busy. But hopefully I'll get to it tomorrow. Can we just call that the motto of my life? Hopefully I'll get to it tomorrow. So first thing I want to do is I want to show you guys some of the fish that I've been coveting that I want. And then I think we will do an all tank feed and I can answer questions as they come up about anything. But basically, yeah, I want to mix up just bloodworms, live. Well, I guess no, I already fed paramecium to the fry this morning, but we'll mix up some baby brine shrimp, some Daphnia babies, some brine shrimp that's medium aged or small adult size, and then we'll do bloodworms mixed into, and turkey based into all the different tanks. If only Dan's Fish or Vivi had something reusable shipping packaging that would be at Coro. I agree. Let's see here. If only Dan's Fish or Vivi had something reusable shipping package wise, that would make investing in reusable magic packs like that worthwhile. Loop has their streamlined system, but that's Kroger. Yeah, so yeah, 186. You say you Googled the wet spot tropical fish. It's mind blowing, right? We're gonna go there soon because and we're gonna go to Dan's Fish, and we're gonna go to Aquatic Arts because they all have fish that I am really into right now. And I don't have tanks for them necessarily. I'm just saying they're fish that I think are freaking cool. And that's what I want to talk about. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. Or if anybody has a suggestion once we start getting going here, let me know. Do, 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 do. All right, let's see here. Yeah, the thing about the reusable thing, Aquarium Co-op was doing their like freezer lock Mylar bag kind of things. Seen some people try that. I've never seen a like one that's stuck that seems like it works for every situation. But oh, Dan, yeah. Hey, what's going on, Johnny over at Dan's Fish? I'm glad you're in here because they are on my list. Even though I have two of them, I have the female just disappeared one day on me, and I've had them for I don't know 6 months, and so I really wanted to get a hold of some. My Corridora Mete eggs hatched. Any experience raising Cory fry? I only have Hikari First Bites and Sarah Micron on hand. Wondering if no, you won't need live food chance for most Corys. I've never needed live food. You will have a faster growth rate and thus kind of a higher survival rate generally if you have some sort of little micro worm or something for the really small babies. But they'll eat anything from baby brine shrimp to black worms, or what the juveniles and adults really love, to bloodworms. But they'll love to eat bloodworms once they're mid-sized, and if they're still teeny tiny size, then just anything that kind of filters down and goes towards the bottom. Daphnia are incredible, and the just little any sort of small live creature that goes to the bottom they really like. So any sort of little micro worms they'll eat, especially as a baby. And yeah, so Alex, can Corys spawn in hard water? Yeah, they can spawn in hard water. They're less likely to. If they've lived their whole life in hard water, they're not wild, then it's totally possible. It's not even like a hard thing to do necessarily. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to take your water that's hard already and let the fish, as long as they look healthy, let them hang out in there and let it evaporate off a bit, and let the tank go down for like a month or two, and keep the water at like 82 degrees or so. Then what you'll do is you're going to fill that tank back up and do a water change. So do a 50% water change on what's left of like 2/3 of the tank or whatever's left after letting evaporation work for that long on a warm tank. And then that will mimic, even if it is hard water, it'll mimic softer water that comes with the rainy season. And then that temperature change um, should uh, should help. So between the temperature and all that, even hard water, yeah, quarries should spawn. It's just easier in soft water. Some quarries are very fidgety, but most of them are not. Um, quick question: I've got salvinia to add to microorganisms. Uh, what's the question, Randy? Uh, yeah, see, Johnny says that they've spawned over at Dan's in the warehouse all the time, even with their hard water. So yeah, that's great. Uh, yeah, the pressure change triggers it most of the time. Definitely, if you can time that big water change and temperature change, that whole thing, if you can, if you can time that to actually be when there's a low pressure front coming in, that is low pressure fronts is when you'll see things like I had 6 different fish spawn all in the same night. Full moons and low pressure. If you can get those two things to line up, I know it sounds like witchcraft. It's not. I mean, fish like those things because and they think in some species they actually have photoreceptors in their body that tell them that that's moonlight and it's at a certain brightness, or they might have even just like a geomagnetic, like just like the tides are controlled by the moon, there may be some sort of polarity within small cells. And that actually gets into quantum biophysics or biophysiology, because they think that there are actually uh, little cells in the sensory organs of the eyes, of, for instance, of like hawks and fish that can see well. And they are these little things that align to geomagnetic forces and things. And apparently, there's some sensory organs in some animals that use quantum particles as like what helps orient those tiny little I guess you call them magnetic bars within cells that are in their body. And it's pretty wild. I don't know enough about it. I just know that that's a thing that they've discussed going on. All right. Yeah, the other thing about Lady Rorschach, good to see you. The other thing that plants are good for getting microorganisms. Oh yeah, definitely. I agree. What are glowing microorganisms that we can't see, but small fish can see them perfectly? Oh, you wonder if there are glowing microorganisms that we can't see, but fish can see. You know, there are a lot of small particles and microorganisms that fish can see, and it's the reason the fish eye lenses are able to focus at such a small size is not because those fish need to go and eat. It's because they see food and that tells them, oh, my babies can eat, because evolutionarily fish are smart, creatures are smart, due to millions of years of thinking, millions of years of getting killed if they're not clever or they're not able to do pretty cool things with some of their sensory organs. But yeah, like as someone just mentioned, as Discordia mentioned, birds can see, some birds anyways, in the UV spectrum and into the infrared spectrum in some cases, depending on the birds, which makes them see makes them see like basically heat signatures of where mice have been in some hawks and eagles and things. So we don't even know what light signatures they may be seeing or wavelengths. If we don't have equipment that can see that, it's really hard for us to assume or guess, because it's hard for us to conceptualize that a fish, like with its lateral line, it can feel the water pressure and speed going past it on its body, and it can feel pressure waves, S waves, and just like in an earthquake, there's the P waves and the S waves. One comes in a sine wave pattern, the other comes in these like uh more a sine, what do they call it, the other kind of curve pattern. But they can sense the initial jolt of things, and then they can also sense that reverberation that kind of is the displacement of things, like that's kind of like the bass and treble of movement and waves. But yeah, so if Discordia says, well, I've never had issues adding live plants through wild snails. If you collect anything outside, you can carry some bad stuff into the aquarium, right? Though, um, you can get some bad things in your aquarium in theory. Snails are not one I tend to worry about that much, because a lot of the snails that are pest snails, they're already in our aquariums, guys. And it's not like you're going to get the tropical ones that will just take your tank by storm. You're going to get that from the aquarium hobby, actually, on plants, hiding in plants. You can get anything from assassin snails to neorites. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff, even if it's not an egg that hatches in, it needs brackish water. I've had those things show up in my tanks from plants before, like bought at stores. So there's nothing special about a store versus a person versus whatever. Now, nature, there can be a few issues in that you could be bringing eggs from an ecosystem like snail eggs, like for something like the New Zealand snail or a trapdoor snail or something like that, or apple snails even. But usually you can see their eggs. They're big. They're like mystery snail eggs. And usually they're not going to want to hatch in a tank that's warmer than the water that you got them from. And you them traveling, submerging, and then if on top of that, if you put them under if you do use alum or bleach or any sort of hydrogen peroxide, any of those things are great ways to just boom, get rid of them. Sketty Nona, and that is in reference to the glowing organisms people can see. They're just tiny. What'd you say? Those are saltwater, the glowing organisms. Sketty says, yeah, most of them are. Hey, Alan Carter, what's going on? Good to see you, man. I'm glad you like my wife's hat. This is like a knit hat that she used to wear, and she hasn't wore it forever. So I was like, you know what? I need a hat the other day, and I just grabbed it from her. And yeah. Yeti says, I recently discovered alder trees are super easy to identify in the winter. Yes, birch, alder, cedar, pretty much all evergreens are just as easy. But yeah. Discord says, luckily, most of the really terrible things that snails get are parasites that require other species as a terminal host so that they can't survive more than one generation, unless you get a pet bird. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So that's the other thing, is like they didn't evolve with our aquarium species generally. Like if you're keeping something though that evolved, if you live in a tropical place and you're going out and getting things from the wild, like down in South America or in the Philippines, that's when in theory your likelihood of bringing in a pest, microbe or problem is going to be a lot higher. The main thing you'd worry about in my eyes are like leeches and insects that are biting insects or stinging insects that are larval, and things like dragonfly nymphs and stuff like that. The snails, I haven't really heard a lot of people be like, oh, this one time I went and got something from a pond and snails just, took over. It's pretty much those things are also in the hobby, the ones that are the problems, like bladder snails and ram's horn snails. So yeah, it's kind of the microbes and the diseases are usually not going to cross from like for where a lot of viewers live, which is in like a temperate area. They're not going to cross to an equatorial jungle. Not to mention there's just less diseases and things outside of that equatorial range and tropic range. Moose says, what are the layers for a dirted tank? Dirt, then gravel. Is sand a bad cap because limits air exchange? So those are good questions. So it's different for every kind of tank and how you want to set it up. But what I like to do is mimic nature. So what I do is I do a little bit of sand, some nutrients in the form of fine powder, so you get your micros, your macros, all that kind of stuff. I like to use that. They call it power sand by ADA, but it's really just like zinc, boron, the really trace elements that in the 5-year scope, your plants will slowly go through, that kind of stuff. I like to put that down. This is like my ideal planted tank that I'm going to describe. So you put down some of the inundated soil with or sand or powder of fertilizers. It could just be straight root tabs too, to a certain degree. Then I put down sand over that so that it's at the very bottom layer. And if plant roots want it, they're going to have to go for it. And this stuff's not going to get kicked up into the main tank very easily at all. And then what I like to do is do a layer of larger rocks. So that could be just pea gravel if it's a small tank, or it could be kind of the chunky like river rocks, or I like the more jagged rocks because they kind of fit together better than round rocks. A bunch of spheres aren't going to pack as much into as many places as a bunch of kind of broken off rhomboids or whatever. And um, most planaria are benign. Yes, D sort T. If it has the triangular head, that's kind of the stereotypical one or the stereotypical group of them. If you were to genetically sequence them, there's actually a good range of them, even though we see them as the same. But there is a significant group of them that is in the hobby because it has done so well for so long in warm water tanks. So yeah, but anyways, back to the substrate. So I do rock, then I do my aqua soil that's active. So any sort of nitrate, ammonia, active substrate, I'll put that in, and I like to do like an inch of the sand and nutrients, another inch of rocks, and then an inch of soil, kind of three inches minimum, if not like 2 to 4 inches of soil. And then I'll oftentimes I'll use fluval stratum in with ADA Amazonia to or Amazonia soils, because it's just so expensive to buy those ADA bags of soil. And then what I'll do is I'll cap that off with sand or silt, and then that can be your decorative sand or silt, or you can just leave it open if it's enough of a layer. And then what you want to do is you want to add a layer of sand right below your layer of dirt. And what I've found is that naturally, if you have like Malaysian trumpet snails, or if you have any fish that dig, or any sort of worms or anything like that, they're going to mix the oxygen up. The plant roots are going to mix the oxygen up. The sand can cause gas pockets to form, but the gas pockets, they'll go up. And if it's a big old bubble, the bigger the bubble, the better, because it's going to bubble up as this little eruption out of your substrate at some point. And those they're not diffused. Just like CO2 diffuser needs thousands of tiny little bubbles going up to the surface. It's when they pop that the surface area of the water gets disturbed. And it's that cavitation bubble that forms in the void where those gases mix into the water properly. It's not on their way up. On their way up, they're little bubbles, and they stay together as a mutually attracted gas. So yeah, and yes, somebody asked, is that Steve Aoki? Yes, I used to have a very what do you call it? Active social life. And Steve Aoki, when he was coming up a little over 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I got to know him from throwing raves in Seattle. I would throw parties, as we called them, with a sound system that a couple of my friends and I had put together, and then we'd rent it out, and we'd rent spaces out after a while. Started booking different venues for different things, but we'd have these kind of underground get-togethers. And Steve Aoki was one of the people that nobody knew, but I knew his family because of his sister is a fashion designer. My mom was in the fashion industry, and so I'd heard her name along with Kate Spade and some other designers that are kind of West Coast. And that family, the Aoki family, Rocky Aoki, his dad was real popular in Seattle and Hawaii and LA, kind of the West Coast in general in the 80s. He was like a crazy stunt man and wild man, just kind of like this eccentric rich guy that was a wild dude who started the Benihana's restaurant. Steve Aoki's dad did, Rocky. And but yeah, I got to know Steve a little bit from inviting him to play, hiring him to play, basically. And it went from like, you know, 4,000 a night to play at a rave out in the woods to like $40,000 to play at you know, a 10,000 person venue or whatever a night. But yeah, Ching Vang, yep, he was a very nice guy. And I put that up because that was my birthday. There was one year where we were throwing a party in Seattle, and I said it was 10 years ago exactly, but now that I think about it, it might have even been 15 years ago. It's whenever it's probably 2000. Actually, it's probably 2009 because it's when his first album kind of dropped, and it's the year he started Dim Mac label, because I knew the group Infected Mushroom is an electronic Spangle, Infected Mushroom, Little Brother, those three groups, and another one called Hallucinogen. Anyways, they all got together and kind of made a certain like psychedelic electronic fused with world music and Middle Eastern beats. Goa and psytrance was the genre that I really liked for a while. Anyways, but I like that. I like live bluegrass just as much too. You know, any good music's good music to me. Um, if you like good music, um, all right, let's look at the fish I wanted to show you guys that I've been coveting. Okay, so where's the oh, this is the post I wanted to share with you guys. This is just wild. These are beautiful, and they are from Oman. Um, Whoa, that's loud. But these are killifish from I think they go all the way to Jordan, but they're found on the Arab Peninsula. And there's a bunch of different color morphs, and a friend online collects them. And I just wanted to show these off. He's over in Europe and or the Middle East collecting frequently. He lives in Italy. And I was gonna say I don't want to like shout out who he is, but at the same, actually now that I think about it, he's published plenty of articles from his Facebook and stuff. So I'm not worried about it. But yeah, he is an ichthyologist out of Spain. But look at these little killifish. I mean, they're just incredible. These are all look at this one. This one looks so much like an Everglade sunfish, a pygmy sunfish, that I stopped and I was like, "Oh, where did you get those?" But it's not. It's a Paraphenius mento, and it's from Israel. Ein Feshka, Israel is where it's from, and it's bigger. It's like 2 or 3 inches max or something. But he has some of the most incredible fish, and I want to figure out how to get them uh, out of Europe and Israel, the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and figure out how to get some of these creatures into the hobby over here, including some of the Turkish ones he's got. But I mean, look at these. They're little killifish that are so subtle, but they're just so beautiful to me. Like that blue striping with the green and that halfway point. I just think they're so cool, and they're not really in the hobby at all. A lot of these are just getting named, and this one is Valencia uh, Laternoi, Laternoi, and yeah, I just think it's really beautiful. Um, then this one, the Ophaniops genus, Aphanio uh, PS, has some super beautiful fish. So this one he collected in 2013 at Al Madarib, and it's a young male. I mean, look at that. It's blue. It's got like a subtle, like lighter blue or kind of a soft blue in the body, and then it's got the bright green on the throat, and yeah, with the blue bands on this and then the dark bands up here and the dark 2 bars here. I mean, it's just a very cool looking group of fish. Like here's another one. And there's some stuff published about them, but they're they're a kind of a newer interest into the hobby. There's more pictures. Some have a lot of bars and they don't have the side slash thing. Some have like weird little checkerboard patterns and stuff on their fins. It just kind of depends. But where is it? We'll go back out of here. He posted but yeah, these are just the ones that I cannot get over. Sorry guys. I just can't get over these. They look so pretty. They're like silver and metallic blue with those bars. And look how many he's growing in this dense tank. And yeah, apparently they're, cold water and very hot water tolerant because they're from the Arabian Peninsula. If we scroll down, he's got more fish, and some of them, like this, I'm like, oh, a goodied. Nope, it's from Europe. And then here, I'm like, oh, a cool, fat, little, short, stubby, golden top minnow, or the banded swamp killie. No, it's totally from the other side of the world. That's from Jordan. These look like little darters or little fish that you see over in my neck of the woods a lot. Um, So it's funny what body types work really well. And I've just been kind of obsessed with getting my hands on these. So this one here is Tiber River drainage, Phineas fasciatus, and these ones were collected. Let's see here. Does he have the collection point on the Tiber's River? Uh, but I mean, just look at how beautiful some of these are. I just the subtlety and the elegance, like you can see the size of the fish with the finger. They're like maybe an inch and a half. And look at that blue, like that peacock or sky blue with the like turquoise and then like almost like a seafoam green on the fins. Like I just think they're so cool and so pretty. And then some have like the females, they have like a broken line pattern and a silver belly. Then there's these that have the bright yellow tail, the metallic blue iridescence with spots subtly hidden, and then the striping. I mean, man, this fish just knocks my socks off as far as like what a cool fish this must be. Um, so I just wanted to share with you guys, share those with you guys. This guy is awesome. This looks just like the Okefenokee or the Everglade eye pygmy sunfish kind of. There's more spots than on an American sunfish, but you get the point. Like the fin arrangement's very similar. The blue coloration, the metallic, all that kind of stuff is pretty cool. And he posted not long ago. I mean, some of these are really cool where he's got new newts and salamanders that have been recently discovered. Um, I'm telling you, make friends with anybody who's got a PhD who will be your friend on on any platform. So I have a big surprise announcement too that I want to show you guys on note of my birthday after we look at this fish. Then we'll look at a couple more, and then we're going to feed the tanks. But here is a group of fish that he is keeping. These are mostly Aphanius and Aphonoponius and variations thereof. But I mean, look at some of these killies from this is an Israeli killie yet again. But look at that metallic blue and turquoise banding. I mean, it's just awesome. This is a Paraphanius Mento Ein Feshka again. We saw one of those earlier, but not with the metallic color on the fins as lit up. And then here there's a Talia Apodia. This one again, which like I thought this could be the same fish, but then you look and it's not quite as orange. It's more of like a soft yellow. The stripes are way wider. There's no diagonal slash in the body. These fins don't have a pattern on the pectoral fin, and the caudal, or not the caudal, but the anal fin has the blue ribbing, but it has no dots or black stripes. And this only has kind of arguably stripes or dots, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, this is the Aphaniops croupi, and right now it's in a group that will probably get another species derived out of it. But OM-NHM 2013 was his collection point. Valencia Hispanica. These again, they look like those shrunken down pygmy little sunfish, or top minnows rather. And they've got the red and bronze banding on the fish. Just a super cool little fish. And again, this is a whole photo album of the stuff he's keeping. This is another tiny one from Turkey, and this is the Anatiolithius transgrediens, and it's a tiny little killifish. little pup fish almost. Um, and this is a Cyprinodon nevadensis. So this is the Nevada, one of the Nevada pup fish. Also, this is a Panchax, but it's not the golden top minnow. Look at it; it's just so pretty. Um, this one too, I love this one, the white. So these are my new obsession. These Middle Eastern and Israeli and Turkish and Mediterranean. There's some cool Moroccan, some cool Spanish. These desert. This is one from Iran. But these desert sunfish and pupfish and little minnows, they're just, I don't know. The line work on them is so delicate, and I just think they're cool. This one is Sicily, inland rivers in Sicily, Italy. Just absolutely amazing. And there we are again. So, yeah, those are my new obsession. Yeah, everybody's saying I need these. Oh, you're watching the video I did on Battis last year? The fish I want. Yeah, I was tonight gonna go through and show off some of the Battis species again. It's just so hard to gather photos. You're best off just going back and watching that stream. The other thing I was looking at are wild bettas, and they're another one where it's like uh there's pictures out there, but you see the same like two pictures all the time, and it drives me nuts. Let's see what Aquatic Arts has. Again, if you guys like anything at Aquatic Arts, you can use the code Alex 10 or Alex 15 for 15% off or 10% off. They're gonna start selling Grendel worms and micro worms and hopefully black worms too. I'm testing out. They're sending me some interesting. They're trying different methods of shipping uh, live culture foods like baby brine or Daphne or things like that. And yeah, so they're working on that as a company and also for on Vivi. And so I'm supposed to get some arriving tomorrow. But that's something to keep an eye out for on here. And also, when they don't have the um, when they don't have a whole lot of fish species, like check out their plant or their invertebrate section, because usually they'll have a lot of crayfish or a lot of shrimp or something. Most of the year, every time of the year other than December, that's oh wow, they had true Myanmar Dario species Myanmar, the black tiger batis. These are the ones I hybridized, and they were monsters when they were so mean when I crossed them with a scarlet batis. But those are cool. They also have these green terrors. And the thing they're trying to do now at Aquatic Arts is they're trying to do all tank bred. So like these Siamese algae eaters, I never see those as tank bred. So they're trying to source from hobbyists and things. These black skirt, black widow tetras, they're super cool too. I was gonna maybe pick up some of these. They're similar to the black phantoms, a little less showboaty and a lot more like mellow. They'd look great in an aquascape or an iwagumi to play off like the stone look. And then there's the lamest catfish you could ever own. I mean, they're cool. They are banjo catfish, but they just burrow into the sand to the point that you never see them again. But apparently, if you use the black tar sand or the blasting sand or whatever they call it, the black, I'm trying to think of the brand. But anyways, the black sand for blasting and sanding, it's too fine and it compacts too much, and they don't really burrow in it as well. But I've seen them go into like pool sand or play sand. They'll just be swimming full speed and go down into the sand and just disappear. So yeah. Now you can also get 10% off with their newsletter. But you can get that from me too, just with my codes. The codes are all in the description of today's show. But yeah, see, they don't have a ton of fish right now. They did have a good selection of Bornean suckerfish. There's a whole lot of those suckerfish that they're now the loaches that they're finding out of the SWs out of Southeast Asia. But if you don't see a lot going on there, I mean, check their plants or check their freshwater like crayfish. They've had an incredible selection of this recently, and I know for a fact that they will a lot of these will be back in stock very soon. Right now they've got the electric blue and white crayfish. They got the CPOs for a good price, $11. They've got the botanical breeder combo pack, or you can buy it with everything together. They have those often from time to time. But yeah, I just think they're super cool. A lot of times they have nice freshwater crabs, better selection than a lot of people. Right now they've got the Thai micros and the pom poms, which are two aquatics, but they have these Geocesarma vampire crabs, or tomato crabs. They have a bunch of names: Mandarin vampire crab, red devil vampire crab, apricot vampire crab, Halloween, rainbow. They're not in stock at the moment, but I know they'll be getting more of these soon too. But some of these I've been waiting since last year since they had them, and added them to my wish list just to know when they get them in, even if I don't end up buying them. But look at that face. It's a face only a father could hate. Oh, I mean, a mother could love. All right, so next place we're going is dansfish.com. Yeah, all right. So I wanted to show the South American cichlids that I've been coveting. I need these. Like, I'm saving up. I've decided after I'm getting my teeth done probably in March, which is, like I said, I flew down to Florida, got a crazy good, cheaper deal, but it's still going to be 15,000 just to get implants on the lower, and then it'll be probably another 10,000 on the top. But I'm going to do the 15,000 this year. My wife and I saved up. My parents are able to help me with $5,000 that they're going to help pay for the implants, and then the doctor was going to do it half price because he just felt bad about my situation. And getting hit by lightning is just such a dumb luck that it doesn't. I mean, the fact that insurance never covers teeth in injuries unless it has disturbed your physical appearance your outwardly physical appearance with your mouth closed, they don't count it. They say refer to dental, and the dental insurance always maxes out at 1,500 or 2,000. But these are so cool. They're little dwarf earth eaters, basically from the Guianan Shield. Super cool. And the other cool thing is he got them from Oliver Lucanus, from the Lucanusi fish that I absolutely love. Hello, honey. That I already have cichlids from Africa, but these are just super stinking cute. It looks like you'd want to keep them in a small group. Is that the only picture that's on here right now? It might be. Yeah, but I don't even know how to say this. Auroweffi. Arroweffy. But I love those. And I was thinking about doing a small group of those. I mean, this is dreaming here, guys. These are one I've had before that's really fun. The Ladiacara arguei, the little smiling cichlid. And I mean, there's a lot of cool fish that Dan's Fish has. I don't have any discount codes or anything, unfortunately, but yeah, the red hump earth eater. The one I would want is the the true red shouldered earth eater, basically. The let's see if we can find a picture of it down here. Check out this yellow ram. Looks very nice also. It may be ugly half the year, not half the year, probably way more than half the year. But I mean, yeah, there we go. So look how that's colored up. Like that sucks compared to that incredible fish. But yeah, that's one that a little bigger than I probably would go, but it's still tempting. Um, Still tempting indeed. Also the pearl scale, but the one that I would really want are either the Weimillerai or the. I thought there was a picture of them around here somewhere else. Did I miss it? I had a chance to get some of these Cupid cichlids too, the Rio Nene, but they were around $20 a pop, so I didn't get them. These golden dwarf cichlids, golden eye dwarf cichlids, they're really fun too. The Nanacara anomala. Yeah. Anyways, so then I want to see if they've still got. So for the West African, they've got these, the Nanochromis parlus. And I know a lot of people think they just look like cribs, but I'm just a sucker for these dwarf cichlids out of Africa, from the center of Africa. Some of them are just really cool. I got rid of my turcanas. They were, I mean, I know they're a threatened species in the sense that they only live in one lake and the lake is facing some pollution and overfishing and stuff, but they are sure a freaking cool fish. Yeah, they're a cool one to have, and who knows how long we'll have them around the hobby at all. Some Central American, but this is dansfish.com, and I really like them, you know, as a company. If they would get together with Vivi, oh my gosh, I imagine the things they could do. And if we could get like Imperial together, so what I'm trying to propose soon. Anyways, it's the Mori or the um, what's it called? The one that I was looking for. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. You know what's odd though is I'm not seeing under South American. I thought I saw the Candidii earlier. Did I blow right past them? Dun, 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 dun. Huh. That's odd. That's odd. Well, I hope it's sold because I hope it's gone because it all sold. These dwarf cars are way too cool too. Um, but anyways, that is those are some of my little dream fish. If you guys haven't checked out Dan's fish, definitely worth a shot. Um, so yeah, search Candidii. Vivi fees are not high. They're 15%. In that though takes you um that 15%, 5% of that is credit card fees, banking, security, server hosting, all that. So then they end up with 10%. But what they're doing is they're spending money on that 10%. They're reinvesting right now all of it. But in the future, obviously they hope to make money. But they're hoping to spend that on SEO and Google. Uh yeah, Johnny, I saw them online like yesterday or last night. So there were like I think I don't know 10 or something of them. I almost bought them. Uh but yeah, thanks for mentioning it. But yeah, check them out. Check Dan's Fish out. They're pretty rad. Um yeah, the Geopyrocephalus red-headed Tapajos, those are definitely um the ones that I would have if I could have enough space for it. But yeah, Vivi takes 15% off the item, and then what they do is they also barter for shipping. And if you lose a shipment, like fish die, they handle that. They also handle all the interaction between the seller and buyer, as in like if someone's like, well, how do I acclimate them? Like Vivi has customer service folks that are like, here's the sheet for that. Then they have a whole info sheet and stuff. So I like the way they're approaching that. I do like get gills and all that, but Vivi is trying to also, in the long run, be a place you go for, published information. Just like a lot of people, like Dan has been doing great info and live streams and stuff for a long time. Same with Redfish, Bluefish, and the way he lists stuff. All of those people out there, the wet spot is terrible about giving you any info on fish. But then the idea is all these things are set up, and also you can have the functionality of searching for like a male, this or that. And then it allows you right now all shipping. You could ship a box that is 40 pounds and a foot by a foot and a half by a foot and a half. Well, let's just call it, 3 square feet or whatever. Right now, it's $25. They're willing to lose money over it. In the long run, it's going to settle out between 15 and $45, depending on how many zones you have to ship. But yeah, Vivi, Vivvy. Let's take a look what they've got going on over at Vivi right now, because a lot of people have signed up uh, recently. And just saying, I don't get any kickbacks from them. I don't work for them, but I do work. I did work freelance on building the website and doing some of the marketing type stuff. So I do have an inside track, and I am friends with the people over there. But the other thing they're trying to have is an actual image-based taxonomy guide, and then you've got your subcategories and things. Then it's also got a transparency, so sellers, they'll have to have actual pictures of the fish, not stock pictures. Which, I mean, Dan's does that, which is great, but a lot of sellers don't. And then also, they are going to have you have to say where you got it from. Did you breed it? Did you get it from a U.S. breeder or a fellow hobbyist, or is it imported? Is it a uh, big international? But this is like a farm that I just went to down in Florida, Consolidated Fish Farms. Consolidated Fish Farms, $4 for their platies, and they're big. They're creamsicle mollies. These are really cool too. But yeah, these gold angelfish also. Those are the pearl scale ones. What happened? The pearl scale ones that I had or I have in my tank, and so it's pretty cool. Denison, Massachusetts. Lots of Africans are getting up here for sale finally, but basically the whole hope is to cut out the middleman, and you can promote your own website or store. So you can sell on Vivi or just sell a selection on Vivi, or say you just want to sell your overstock, your oddball, like I got 10 of these, I don't know what else to do with them, or you're a breeder and you just have 5 extra German rams that you just bred. Well, you can sell them here, or like this person is doing, you can get a blue German ram breeder pack, a male and 2 females, I believe. Let's see. All in one. Oh, I guess I'm having pop-ups blocked right now. I'm having an issue with that. But Vivi's also doing plants, invertebrates, saltwater, coral, all sorts of guppies and things like that. They've got then information, and they're going to be gathering information on what's going on. Hold on. I'm getting all these emails. Or texts and emails. And then oh, hey, Rob's is here. So I have another announcement tonight, guys, friends. Let me send something to Rob. And by the way, I totally missed a super chat. And Rob, it was you. $2 super chat from Rob. Thank you very much for the birthday super chat, buddy. And Thomas, new member, Thomas V. Thank you so much, Thomas. I feel like you were a member before. A lot of times cards renew or people get new cards, and they hopefully if they want to be a member, they can join back up. It's only $1.99. So one sec, let me get you that code. Come on, copy. There we go. And I think I'm going to also release a history of betas. I was going to work with a friend on all of that, and now I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm not going to wait for my buddy to be Mr. Cinematographer and all that, but I think I'm going to actually just do it on my own, and it'll just be like a normal Alex video. But I have more exciting news, but I need to bring up somebody to talk about that. And what a better time than, I mean, when is there a better time than my birthday to talk about what's going down? So there's the link, Rob's. You should have it now. Birdman 519, John Monroe, what's up? Good to see you guys coming into the chat. Yeah, Johnny, I haven't checked out their new place yet, but I want to check it out. We'll have to get one of Dan's rants about treating and shipping fish ethically on how to ship fish page on Vivi. Yeah, that's what Vivi is also super obsessed about, is how to ethically ship fish. That's a huge part of it, and why everything's overnight shipping, flat $25. Yeah, they've got a new warehouse though, Aquatic Arts. All right, so Rob's is here. Let me invite my buddy up from the Aquarium Guys podcast. Hey, Bentley, thank you so much, buddy. I have to happy Womb Liberation Day. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you, my fellow American, my fellow Puget Soundian that has been digested in the belly of an oyster, just like everyone in the Pacific Northwest for the last few weeks. It's just been raining nonstop, pretty much. Thomas V, thank you so much. Also, you become a member. You give me $3 super stickers. What more could I ask for? A back rub would be nice. All right, so I have a really big announcement. I mean, it's big, guys. It's really big. It's big enough that I actually need Rob's to help me.
What up? Is happy birthday in order?
Yeah.
Well, do I need to sing it? Because I'm ready.
It's actually going to be like a midnight thing, but today's the stream, so we're going with today. So
it's all right. We'll party late tonight just for you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah, exactly. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I see chat's doing well as well.
Yeah, chat seems to be doing just jivey, fancy, happy, good.
I enjoy Bentley's Womb Liberation Day. I'm gonna
I
use
know.
that later.
I just imagine like punching out through the like belly button and just like alien style, like mush
uppercut to the world.
Yeah, must crush capitalism.
No more Dr. Pepper for you.
Yeah, right. That's the old Simpsons line when Lennon comes back from it. He's in the glass case and he just punches out his embalmed body. You thought Russia was done, but we were just sleeping. So
I think we have some news.
We have some news. Yeah, bigger than Russia. Don't worry about that. Oh, I also have news. Turkey's gonna invade Syria. That's not at all in the news lately.
Gobble
but
gobble.
It's gonna happen, and it's gonna displace a lot of people. And the fact that we were just looking at fish from the Middle East and Turkey and Syria and Israel. Stuff's about to kick off there. One, for water reasons. The Tigris and the Euphrates are controlled by Turkey. But also, that's an Iraq thing. But they're finally making a concentration camp for the Kurds. Well, now we're demonetized. But basically, they're making a 30-mile wide border zone of Syria. And they want to kick out all the refugees that have moved there from the Syrian war into Turkey and put them in their own area. So ironically, the Kurds would get their own country, but it would be fenced on either side. And 30
this is why we're friends. You're not afraid of a tangent.
No, yeah, I'm not afraid of a tangent or wasting your time terribly. But anyway, something to look out for, because it may upset some of the trade and prices of shipping and stuff. I'm sure like the Suez Canal countries that are right there and all the flights that go across the Middle East and stuff, that being messed up won't mess anything up, right? Okay, so back to the important subject that's not a tangent about world news. That's why you will. That's why you'll check out my podcast, because we update you on what's going on there. But did you hear what I just said? You'll check out my podcast. So this guy. From the Aquarium Guys podcast. If you don't listen to them, you should. Unless you're Mormon, then you might be offended or something. If you don't like swears, if you're a Mormon who likes swears, yeah. I
don't do YouTube because of this. I only come to YouTube to be nice, to say hi to you, Bentley, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you behave yourself well on my channel. I don't know. I kind of think of you as like the chimpanzee that smokes a pack of cigarettes a day. Oh, I love you. It's hilarious, but it just can't be on my channel.
Wow.
In its full effect,
All right, I'm here in the diet form. I'm Dr. Pepper tonight.
you're smoking light cigarettes as a chimpanzee. But
Well,
I don't mean to call
just so
you a
happened
chimpanzee. I just mean something from a bygone era.
it just so happened that we were conversing back and forth. We had an idea a while ago to take some of your more lengthy lectures style
Yes.
videos that were perfect for people's drive time back and forth, and finally getting them to a podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm it's my pleasure and honor to congratulate you on your new podcast, Fishtory.
Yeah.
FISHTORY. Fishtory, the podcast. Let's
It's
see
on
here.
Spotify. It's on
We are still publishing
Amazon.
it to different stores, but it's on
Yeah.
most of the platforms right now. Let me pull it up here.
And Rob's has done so much work. And last night he was on the phone with me for 3 hours. So Rob's, thank you so much, dude.
Wait. Let's see if it can pull up over the green screen. Oh, come on, green
I'll get it.
screen.
I'll get it.
Oh, there you go. On Spotify, Fishtory.
Yeah, on Spotify.
We got the first episode out. He's got quite a few episodes to go through. So we're going to hopefully sit down some evening, crack through these, and then schedule them. So maybe, what do you think? 2 a week might come out?
Yeah, I think we're probably going to release the
No promises here. This is an asterisk to a week.
Yeah. I think what we'll probably try to do, especially once you teach me how to do once you teach me a little bit better how to do the things, if I've got the equipment, then I won't have to bug you at all. But the I think we'll probably do the longest form ones first, and that are obviously they're X episodes or talks where there's only one or two images that change. So it was basically me talking with no background or images.
Those will come first.
And those will
come
then
first
you actually have
a serialized episode list.
Right. And then I've got the serialized episodes. And why I say those will probably come a little bit later is because we're on episode like 180 right now. And the episodes, the way they're saved is in week-long stretches. And there's 4 episodes in a 40 or 50-minute block that are like 8 to 12 minutes long episodes or something like that. And we could split those up into a bunch of single ones, or we could leave them as 4 episode blocks. I don't really care either way, but those were literally designed to be podcast episodes. And they're a little out of date now. So it might be a thing where we have a back catalog of some, and then we just jump in and start listing the new ones at some point,
Yeah, you'll see them come out. They'll be enjoyable. Yeah. And I even like on my Discord, I already put out the publish last night of that it's live. And even listeners are like, I love Alexander Williamson, but I want to binge this in the car. I got a 90-minute drive to and from home.
Right.
And this is nothing better than to, binge real hardcore data, real hardcore fishery.
Yeah, Fishtory. I found there's another guy with a podcast called that, but his is like fish stories. Like he's out fishing, and he started a year and a half after I did. Like he had a podcast like in September, but is when he titled it. But that's when he started. Whereas I've been doing the Fishtory series for on Facebook and stuff. But
I sent the link in the chat. It's www.fishtorypodcast.com. So moderators, if you can, share that through the chat, that'd be fantastic. Subscribe. Find your favorite platform. I think we're on. I'm trying to remember the list. There was quite the list. Amazon Music, Spotify, Republic Radio, iHeartRadio. What was it? Player FM. I mean, all kinds of goodies. And the other ones are coming. Apple's going to be taking the longest. It's probably going to be a few days before that comes out. But that's Apple for you.
Yeah. They got to check and double check. They got to listen to the whole episode. Tie kids to a desk and make them listen and say, "Is there anything inappropriate here?" Sage, let me here. Alexander J. Williamson at gmail.com if you wanted my PayPal. And then my Venmo is Alex dash Williamson dash 88. And let me do the @ symbol. All right, and then this is the Venmo one, guys. So I know a lot of people don't like giving through here. Nobody's obligated to give anything, but somebody asked for a way to pay outside of YouTube, and there you are. And thank you so much for your support. Whether you want to drop me a coin in me jar and I'll sing ye a song, or not, don't worry about it. But again, yeah, I think I'm also going to do my my Discord finally through Rob's and through the Aquarium Guys podcast network of what, Dr. Anthony, you're in French Polynesia. Man, I'm jealous. How'd you get out there? You're on vacation, aren't you, you jerk?
They just told me that if I'm not a mod, I can't post the link. So I'm gonna put that out there. It's Rob's Ray TV. So you better mod that so I can put a link out there.
Well, yeah. Have you made a comment in?
Wait, I did. I just put a hello in there just so you can get that done.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, is it gonna be? Hold on. Let me see if this does it.
Otherwise, you can put out the link. I sent it to you here in the StreamYards chat.
Yeah, yeah. So I can do that too. But did that make you a mod? Because I'm on StreamYard and they don't. You have to get out of StreamYard to make them a mod back into. But I'll put up the link that you sent me in our chat, in our private chat, in our private place.
Whistle.
Oh boy, whistle while you work.
But yeah, we're already starting to get listens just from the small group that I have going on the Discord. So building up for sure.
Yeah, the first one is gonna be whoa. Did everybody hear that beep? Was that just
nope,
me?
That's just the satellites over your building.
Yeah. The computer just got really mad. It was like, you need to restart. Wait, that didn't go to you. Hold on. Here we go. Wow, my comments switched place. I don't know why, but hopefully this shows up, everybody.
All right, so there you can put Fishery. And then there's a link to the Aquarium Guys Discord where we'll start putting things together for the fishery sections.
Right on. And yeah, here, copy. Making copies of the links. Discord link. Now, I must admit, I don't know how active I'll be on Discord. I just want to finally get a space, though.
Force him to be active on Discord. Peer pressure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Force me to be active. I mean, if there's a bunch of people there, I will be, because you guys know how attentive to my my public I am.
So far, we got over 1,000 people.
Wow. Right on. So that's pretty good. So here, Fishy, thank you for posting that too. Let's see here. He said, this is a funny comment, Rob. Check this out.
Uh-oh. I didn't do it. Love the artwork. All right, so we're sitting there, right? Because we've been talking about this for a while. Finally had the content done, and we got the sponsorship from Shrimp Envy. So you decided to do some advertisements, and they didn't quite line up because of the name change of the podcast. So I quickly, I made an ad,
and the audio quality sucked.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you need one of these or something. You just need it closer to your face, get a pop cap filter, make yourself sound good.
I have the pop cap filter and I have the microphone. What I don't have,
that's what you need.
What I need is a quilt or a dampening, like, because this room echoes like crazy.
Yeah, and put a blanket over your head.
I tend to work at night, and
I got a nice green screen environment with cloth.
Yeah, that is nice. This wall will work as a green screen, but literally they throttle my bandwidth with such frequency that I don't even try to green screen while I'm streaming. I know it makes me so sad because I literally have a webcam for a tank that I want to share live. So I'm going to call Comcast for the 40th time and be like, why am I paying? Well, I'm paying for the highest level internet package, and the highest I'll ever get is 6 megabytes. That's it. So it makes me very frustrated. But in any case,
So the
Rob,
artwork.
yes.
So we did the advertisement, and then we put it as like, hey, where's your artwork? And he put the sacred history that you can see in the corner here. I think it's like up here somewhere.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
it
the old
can't
one.
work. We're calling it history.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we'll have to, maybe you'll take some time, make some artwork together. Maybe we can hire someone if you're too busy. And then we're like, hey, it's a history podcast. None of the old, aquarium stuff is copyright infringed because it's all free use. It's like 1800s. So we literally picked our favorite picture from aquarium history, free use, and fishery. So
Yeah, he picked the font. He found like a nice Victorian, like Gilded Age font.
Make it fun.
And we kicked back a couple ideas back and forth, but he kind of nailed it for me because I just overthink my own projects, and then I look at them and I hate them over and over.
Okay, to give you a little insight on that comment right there, I said, hey, throw me an ad together. It takes just a few minutes. It took him a few weeks to get me the ads. And when he did, he got a folder on a Google Drive full of different advertisements, so much so that he legitimately wrapped out, like acapella wrapped out, an entire advertisement for shrimpenvy.com. That will probably have to save for like your Patreon or something that you're going to set up.
Yeah. There's a Patreon that I have. There's not that many members.
We'll have to put that in the VIP Patreon section.
Members
Wait,
on
don't you have like a
YouTube,
YouTube club? Like it's
yeah.
the VIP content?
Yeah, I like to do it just because it's all in one spot, so it's easy to link to stuff. But I really wish they would integrate. I mean, Discord will, but I wish YouTube and Patreon would integrate like locked or content in a good way. They don't, but Discord does. And that's frustrating. But basically, the people on Discord, they know about a secret link to where all the fishery episodes are ahead of time, and that's their main perk. That, and they have my personal contact is the other perk through Patreon. So if you really want to pay through Patreon, which they take far less money cut wise, but they are they're just not the best site for posting, and it's a slow site for one. For two, the communication style is not great on Patreon. I mean, it's gotten a lot better, but for sharing multimedia, like you can share video, new post, and you end up with these long threads, and comments get lost easy. Whereas I just know the YouTube system now, so.
Yeah, I started to do because again, I uploaded a bunch of my episodes to YouTube. Immediately got 75% of mine demonetized. Not shocked, but there was only like 75 listeners. Where I have thousands on my audio only platform, and I'm just like, why am I putting all this effort in to put it on YouTube to not have anybody care? So I paused. So I think I should have started if I was going to do it, but I might get back into it. But I'm the Patreon guy. So I just started to do this thing where people are complaining, like, hey, Robs, I want the next episode. I want the next episode. So then I put my content on unedited and uncensored on Patreon. And now I have a bunch of Patreon followers. I started to have a little community over there. So it's different how different people do it, but I feel like that YouTube's your niche. That's where you got some of like your VIP stuff. And
and I mean, on Patreon, they have the same link to see the videos up to a week early. Like they see it at the beginning of the week rather than waiting till Friday to see it on another channel in the morning. Because Aquatic Morning Show releases my fishery episodes one by one also. But sometimes they're behind. Sometimes, like right now, I think they're like 4 episodes behind or something, which it's just been because her schedule has been crazy. But thank you guys, everybody, for a happy birthday. Hello, David Rubin. Yeah. Speaking of aquatic arts, my contact there, my secret.
Is it David?
Yeah, that's David.
David.
And that is incredibly kind of you.
David.
Thank you very much, buddy. And he just moved from LA or the West Coast all the way to Indianapolis a year ago to manage aquatic arts. But man, that's very kind
Mrs.
of you.
Williamson.
No, it's not Mrs. Williamson.
Oh, I didn't see. I just saw a body move.
Sherry from Shrimp Envy. You will have ads galore soon. Yeah. I'm actually going to be
Oh
missing
man.
for my art career. I'm Mr. Severance because Alexander Severance sounds so much better than Alexander Williamson. But she got me this balloon to scare me to sleep.
Pretty awesome.
It's a 3-toed sloth. She doesn't listen to me. I love 4-toed sloths, but
Oh,
whatever.
swing and a miss.
No, yeah, 3-toed are the only toes for me. Uh, but
Well,
yeah, so we have a podcast up. There's one episode up right now. We'll get more. There's more coming, obviously, and we've got a backlog of content that will get up there. But Rob's, and Rob, however I want to say it. Thank
whatever
you
you're
so
feeling like
much.
today, that's okay. As long as you call me.
Yes, yeah, I hear you. No, but I'm excited, and I have to give a shout out to Shrimp Envy, also because they're going to be the sponsor for the start of the podcast. They are the sponsors, and I really appreciate that, Sherry and Rob. Not you, Rob, but the other Rob. That doesn't clarify anything.
So
But the Shrimp Envy, great products, organic, all natural. I mean, they got things like stinging nettles, white
you're trying to remember
mulberry,
it.
kale, goji
Spinach.
berries, spinach, spirulina, and
Shit
they've
I
got a
couldn't
whole
pronounce.
line of products. And yeah, so if you're gonna feed your fish, feed them right. Even Aquatic Arts, that's the line they carry. My friends like down at the Garden of Eder with Shelby and Grant down in Florida that have more Caradina shrimp than anyone in the country for sure, but maybe world. Uh, there's probably some crazy German who has more, but they feed them too. Shrimp Envy. So check them out. We've got
Promo code
also a promo code of
Fishtory.
Fishtory. No exclamation point.
FISHTORY for 10%
Yeah.
off the whole store.
Yeah. So
That's
if you
what
guys,
supports the podcast.
yep. But we'll say it over here on this channel too, because they literally click with all the people I've chosen to work with in the industry, which is not many. In 6 years, I've chosen like Aquatic Arts. I support Dan's Fish. I don't have like a financial relationship, but I like them. Garden of Eder, like what they're doing. Lucas Brett's
Well, see,
and
I got you in touch with a couple different people,
the Wet
but
Spot, but
it
I
had
don't
to
get anything
fit.
from them either. Yeah, yeah,
It had to
yeah.
fit. My friend Jay from J4 Flower Horns, he's a competitive flower horn expert. He wanted to sponsor, but again, Alex, he doesn't necessarily like the monster flower horns. It's not his partay. So
Yeah,
shrimp, definitely your partay. So we got you hooked up there.
yeah, and I mean, that was really cool, and he was really nice, and I can tell that those are nice flower horns, but I just have to say, like, it's not my thing. It's nothing I've
It's
kept,
not your
and
bag, baby.
it's not my bag, baby. And so I just felt like, who am I to say anything about this stuff? I want to be helpful. If people are like, what's this about? So that's why I'm really selective with sponsor or who is going to sponsor or whatnot. I tend to do more uh, nonprofit stuff is what I tend to stand by, honestly, which is not as good for the
Yeah,
pocketbook, but.
that's all
Uh,
fixed. But we should give them a quick preview of the next couple episodes that are going to coming out. Just a header. That's of the next like two.
Yeah. So we're gonna actually start everything with the hobby overview. And this is going to be in the form today there's already a 38-minute video or not video, audio of how the fish hobby started, kind of a crash course of it all the way up to World War II. Then there's another video that's going to be World War II to the 60s. Then there's going to be another one up till the internet era, basically. And those will be up. And then I guess I should check what we might change the order actually of a couple
Never.
of these.
We're not changing the order.
Okay.
You can't do it. It's already published.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah.
I mean, you started doing it?
Shh.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have it?
You
Do
did
you
it.
have?
Shh.
Yeah. Oh, right. See, this is why I need.
Mr. Pibb?
Yeah, I'm out of
You,
Dr. Pepper. Isn't that
Mr. Pibb.
sacrilegious on
Are
my
you that
birthday?
poor that you have to
My
do Mr.
birthday?
Pibb?
Yeah. The
So,
area
hey,
is dry. It's a drought, man. I got to go north for my fix. Diet right? Wow.
I'm a
What is?
diabetic.
Oh,
It's
okay.
basically what your grandma drinks. It's got no sodium, no caffeine, no calories.
Like water? You can just drink water.
But it tastes decent, for
Is
a
it? Is it
diet
like
crappy cola.
spirulina or something?
I don't want to know ever.
Not spirulina. Why'd I say that? Stevia or something.
I mean, the tastes
Spirulina.
are all in there.
Yeah,
Did you
there's.
drink dirt tonight?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up, Kenny?
So
How's it going, man?
can I use your platform for my
Yeah,
own benefit here?
yeah.
Uh,
Of course.
I want some listeners out there. So number one, I curate my own content, just like Alex. We got to find different topics and stuff that generally motivates us as well. Well, I helped out a friend in my area of Minnesota to start a fish store, and I sacrificed my fish room. I basically, if I had tanks and he could use them, they disappeared and went to the fish store. So I had, 12 2.5 gallon shrimp tanks, turned that into a shrimp rack at his place. Any big tanks I had disappeared. So I had very little left of my fish room. I essentially deconstructed the whole thing. Now he's up and running. So I'm getting my own fish room rebuilt. I got a nice rack, much tanks coming in. I got the airline being redone. So right now I'm sitting on, math's hard, 15, 20 tanks, and, continue to grow as I can trickle them in. My goal is to be somewhere in the 60 tank department. So what I want to do, because I've done a lot of different things, I've experimented with most of the hobby as a traditional species. So if I've had
Sure.
white clouds, I've had both types of white clouds. Maybe there's a new version of white clouds that I haven't had, but I've had a taste over my entire lifespan of at least a little bit of everything.
Yeah, sure.
And I finally figured out that I want to define my hobby to benefit other species. So I'm in the process of reaching out to a couple different individuals of the CARES group. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys have
Oh,
heard that
yeah.
before, of how they try to preserve species, but that's essentially my goal.
We love cares on this channel. So,
I want to find an old hobbyist that has a species that he's preserved that may not be popular in the hobby, but that preserves a piece of aquarium history. I
yeah.
want to be able to have my fish room host at least one or two species of something that can help preserve something that may no longer have a place in actual wild habitat, maybe extinct
Yeah.
in the wild. Something that, 30, 40 years ago might have been at least seen in the hobby and now isn't. I'd
Yeah.
like my fish room to house something that preserves a bit of our history and can maybe proliferate those to others to help preserve as well. Spread the love. So if you are a hobbyist that's listening to this YouTube channel, message me, come to the Discord. My website is aquariumguyspodcast.com. Bottom of the website, you'll find that Discord link. It's also in the chat here.
Yeah.
Message me. I'll pay. I'm not here asking out for freebies. I will pay for fish. I'm just looking to see how my own fish room can be used to help others. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
If I'm
No, that's
enjoying it,
awesome.
then why not use my enjoyment to help our hobby?
Yeah, and I mean, I think Goodeids are the one of the easier examples of this, like that everybody's probably heard of. But there's I mean, there's really interesting fish like Victorian mouth brooders that you still see in the hobby. That's an example of one we still see, but it's actually been in the hobby since 1890.
Right.
Whereas like there's some like the Picta what is it, Paraposilia, or yeah, I think it's either, no, it's Micropociliata Picta, and that is a orange little swamp guppy that's a live bear, and it's a beautiful, it looks like an orange endler or guppy in the wild. That's what it looked like.
Can you throw
And
my Discord link one more time in the chat while
yeah,
you're talking?
yep, yes I
That
can.
would be beneficial, so people can get message out. And even if it's not me that collects the fish, I have so many fans, and so do you, Alex,
Yeah.
that probably would be willing to help proliferate a species in need. It doesn't have to be a fancy species. It doesn't have to be something super expensive. It is expensive to pay, but
Yeah.
if I'm going to do this anyway, have it benefit.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Liquid Zoo. I appreciate you, man, for posting those links. Yeah, if you go to Liquid Zoo's fishfam.link, you can check out everybody from the Fish Fam that broadcasts, be it podcast, video, who's live at the moment.
Wow.
That's an awesome feature. And they
I
have
did look this up. I haven't edited mine yet. I got to do that.
Yeah, they have all the multimedia there. So shout out to Liquid Zoo Only Fins, which I think is a hilarious name, first of all. But Matt put together a really nice website for that. And he's even got like a badge for events and stuff. So, you guys check out what he's up to over there. It's pretty cool. I love
what
everything.
Did you say his name is? Matt?
Yeah.
Matt, you got to message me, man. I'll send some love your direction.
Yeah, he's got thank you so much, man. He already updated my info with the podcast link. Well, what a mensch. What a gentleman. Thank you. Sherry, I freestyled raps about your company at 4 a.m. outside so that I wouldn't bug my wife more than I always bug her.
I might be able to play it. Should I play it now? You're okay. No, I won't.
Yeah, go ahead. That's how we're gonna round out the night, though. That's how we're gonna round it.
I gotta do this old fashioned because I wasn't prepared, so I gotta play it on my phone.
Oh man, it's gonna sound real good quality now.
Oh yeah, this stuff's gonna slap.
So guys, I wanted to give them a good advertisement on Shrimp Envy because I really do believe in their product.
The effort was real.
And I recorded about 40, I'm not joking, freestyles that were about 30 seconds to a minute and a half long. Most of them I crashed and burned because I don't even have a backup track. In my head, I'm just like, boom, 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 boom. And I didn't give Rob the ammo to ruin my life by having the other 70 or whatever it is attempts. But I did give him, sent him over a couple of them.
To give you an idea, he labels them. I could tell that he tried numbering them, and he got to like 130, and then just kind of like, you know what? We need to tone this down a minute. I'm having too much fun. All right, so here is the Shrimp Envy acapella rap. Okay, wait, it's loading.
We got a special sponsor. Go to shrimpenvy.com. If you thought I meant Nevada, then you're wrong. Not envy like the state, but the power and the weight of wanting something great. That's shrimpenvy.com. Like the 7 deadly sins. Envy from within. Go to shrimpenvy.com. All organic from Pacific to Atlantic. They got the best shrimp food going on. Give them shrimpenvy.com. So your shrimp will grow up colorful and strong. Serve up blends like complete community, and now I've got an opportunity so you can try them on. Go to shrimpenvy.com. When you listen to Fishtree, use the code of secret history and give your shrimp a tasty mystery of an all-organic, American-made fan pick of the healthiest treat.
I should have just crashed there.
Go to shrimpenvy.com and grab yourself a tiny pet, an invert that's wet. Go to shrimpenvy.com.
This is good.
Your shrimp will get a tasty treat of food they love to eat that'll make them grow up big and strong. Go to shrimpenvy.com. Thanks, guys. Check out
shrimp. You can cut it there because thanks.
Oh, thank you. It's
because
Alex
the code
MC.
changed. The code changed from
mic drop.
Yeah, from secret history to Fishtory because it did. Because that's easier. But yeah, there you go, Sherry.
Oh, that was so good. Thank you. You're such a good man. Seth Fernandez, this is dope AF. Yes, it is. And I can't wait till we get that out there and have someone mix that to a real beat.
Oh, yeah. If we could get one of those. Oh, good. Oh, good. Sherry got a kick out of
Yes.
it.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. A little known fact. I used to rap very poorly. I still rap even more poorly, but I used to rap poorly.
It's all right. I did your entire ad in a British accent, so that was fun.
Oh, okay. So apparently Rob says that both codes are still active right now, but
Well, hey,
that's
you
good.
can't double. Actually, try doubling up. Do that
Yeah,
right now. Go before
yeah,
he fixes it. Double up.
yeah, double up. Shopify won't let you usually. I'm assuming they're using something like that. None of the big ones let you double up,
Oh, okay.
but yeah. Anyhow, I appreciate that. I'm sending it to me on Discord, and I'll work on something. Seth says.
Ooh, yes,
He's
please.
Jesus. His name is Jesus on there.
I'm all about it. Come one,
Okay.
come all. Just bring some cool. How do you say it? Goody dids. I love that.
Goodyids.
Goodyids. I've never actually been able to pronounce that correctly. I just good
It's a
ids.
weird word. I mean, if you go to the what do you call it? Yeah, it won't let you double it up. Yeah. And Goodyead Working Group .org, I want to say, maybe .net, maybe .com. It's a Goodyead Working Group though. Has like every species that is in peril, and they have now reintroduced, I believe, 12 to some degree, like that have been in captivity, extinct in the wild, and have now been put back.
Sure.
From the aquarium hobby, but there's a lot of goodies, and if you count live bears that are like affiliated with that and pup fish too, it's over 130 fish that are in peril just in that specific like subgenre of fish in the American Southwest down through Central America, if you count pup fish too. But a lot of them live in like a hole in the ground in one place, and so it's pretty easy to see how they'd get endangered.
Jesus just added me on Discord. He's already PM'd me. I'm
Oh,
excited.
right on. Well,
That
thank you.
quick.
And of course, Dr. Anthony in French Polynesia with his freaking models and billions of dollars. That's all I can think of in French Polynesia. That and like tapeworms. He says, rap, I think you forgot the C in that word. Yeah, rap. C.
Oh,
Rap.
too
I
good.
did forget the C. It's pronounced rap. All right. So Rob's, I want people to check out the Aquarium Guys podcast if they haven't yet, because
They're
good
already
friend of
there.
mine, and yeah.
Share the hobby, get some fish history in on the way, and you'll probably see me here and there.
Yeah, you'll be around, and now I have to be nice to Rob's because he holds the history of the fishery, by the now Don Robs is in control of our fate as a podcast. So be nice to the guy. But
Nah.
thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for letting me show you my newest obsession of these Middle Eastern killies. Honestly, a lot of them are really endangered because
Hey,
go figure,
you got some. Send
waters.
them my way.
I don't yet. I'm wanting to get some. There's a guy in Italy, this professor, that was like, if you pay for it, I will ship you some. And I was like, well, bring
Done.
on. How much do I
Where do
need
I
to
send the money?
pay? And it was like $900 for the taxes and the stuff. I was like, oh, well, let me find about 40
split
other
it.
people
You
who
and I
want
split
these
it.
fit. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I was like, we'll have to find a group of folks that are interested in doing this thing because, yeah, but they're really beautiful fish. All right. Well, thank you so much for all you're doing. And yeah, guys, check out Fishery Podcast on a bunch of platforms. It'll be on more soon. But it's finally here, and the episodes for members, you guys still have a big jump ahead of having them available to you. But new ones will also be uploaded. And at some point we'll synchronize, we'll meet so that they're like coming recent. So they're new news. Hey, Corey Miller, what's up? So thank you guys so much, especially for the super chats. It's been very kind of everybody. It's my birthday today and tomorrow. I'm celebrating it. I don't think the birthday, like, I'm okay with the birthday week thing, but I don't like to drag it out. I think it gets ridiculous. My wife, on the other hand, has a birthday month and expects like little prizes, like an advent calendar, but like for like new cars and like dinner out. Oh, Rob's disappeared. Bye, Robs. Thank you so much, buddy. Go check out the Aquarium Guys podcast, guys. But yes, my wife expects a month of birthday, and I do not expect that. I expect one wonderful night of birthday, and then one mediocre night of birthday. This is the mediocre night. So no, I'm just kidding. You guys rock. You're my friends. But I gotta sign off. I gotta bid you adieu. Adieu, farewell. We meet again someday, or however that song goes. Whatever. I don't like musicals. I don't know why I started singing, but I am going to leave you all, and hopefully soon we can figure out how I can stream my tanks live when I get a signal with more than 6 megabytes uploaded. It's ridiculous. I can only get 2 megabytes downloading and 6 uploading, and that's why it pixelates everything, even if I have a real green screen. But I want to fix that. That's my birthday gift to myself. I'll switch. I'll go to freaking Starlink or something. I'll go anywhere other than Comcast. They can bite me at this point. So, all right, guys, on that note, on the note of Comcast biting me, thank you for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out all those crazy killifish and pupfish and oogling at some of the fish on Dan's Fish and listening to me rant about shrimp envy and the fact that I have a podcast now. Fishery is up, and you guys can check it out. There'll be more episodes uploading soon. We'll get a backlog going, and then we'll start catching up with what's going on YouTube soon. Birdman, what's up? Good night. So everybody, Amisa, have a good one, all y'all, and thank you again so much, all of you watchers, viewers, replay crew. I can't do this without you. I'm serious. I can't. Help me. No, but I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful night, and I am out. Much love, guys. Peace.